Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I thought I'd do an NPC questline guide because there is an NPC that is very obscure. In fact, I defeated five demigods before even working out that they existed. So fortunately for me, I haven't messed up their questline, it's still fresh. You know, there's a lot of other NPCs who have already found their questlines. That's just how Miyazaki is. So this NPC is quite obscure, so you probably wouldn't even find him unless you were told, and his questline is even more obscure that you're probably going to get the bad ending for it. So there's kind of two endings. We're going to go through them both today, so let's get straight to it. We're going to start off with the quote-unquote bad ending, and then I will come back and do the good ending. So start this questline, we're going to start in Limgrave in the Agil Lake North side of Grace. I'm going to use my horse, but if you don't have the horse, you can just walk. We're going to take this road down towards the Bird's Eye telescope, which is just here. So we started here and then we come here, and when we get to this telescope, to our left is some trees with a suspicious amount of sheep around them. You can... Yep, so
help us out, Cully.
Yep, there's a talking tree. Now don't be Ratatoska and hit him with your sword. Be nice, put your sword away and hit him with your fist. And
Don't do that for.
It's basically Dobby the house elf. He's a really cool NPC. I like him a lot. He's one of the very few sort of happy, wants to support you NPCs, as you'll see as we go through his quest line. So he gives you 10 mushrooms, which is pretty nice of him. The cave he's talking about is the one where you fought the demi-human chieftain, as he is, as you can see, a demi-human. Alright, so now to progress to the next part of his quest line, we're going to go to that cave, which is to the west of Limgrave at the Coastal Cave. So having played through most of a lot of the game, not most, I've actually already done this cave. This is also the cave where you find the tailoring tools and sewing needle. I don't know if... Yeah, the sewing needle and the tailoring tools. They're actually Box. And that's what he came back here for. Now, you have a choice here to give the sewing needle or don't give it. Now, just so you know, the only thing that you need to alter garments at a site of grace are the tailoring tools. You don't actually need the sewing needle, so you can give it to him and you will still be able to alter garments at the site of grace for 500 runes. Okay, so now that we've given him back the sewing needle, we will head to the lake-facing cliffs, which is the next part of his questline. Now, sometimes you'll see that when you try to progress his questline, he won't be where he should be. Simply sit back at the site of grace, and this should fix the situation. And there he is, Abracadabra. And so you can alter garments through Bok now. The benefit of altering garments through Bok rather than at a site of grace is at the site of grace it will cost you 500 runes, but if you alter them with Bok, he will do it for free. Now, if you want to keep progressing the quest line, just keep doing the dialogue options. So now in order to progress his quest line, we'll move to the next site of grace, which will be above here. I actually haven't grabbed the site of grace. It's just here above the Raya Lucaria Academy. So my closest one is the Bellum Church, and then we'll just head down. So here we are, just above Raya Lucaria. He is not here, so I'm just going to get the site of grace and then sit at it, and it should spawn him. It's East Raya Lucaria Gate, for anyone that's interested. And here he is, our favourite demi-human. At this stage, he can only alter non-demigod garments. Now, you now have the option to give him the gold sewing needle. Now, once again, just like before, you don't actually need the sewing needle to do the alterations yourself at the site of grace. You just need the golden tailoring tools. So you can give him the golden sewing needle, and then he'll be able to do it for you for free. So now you can go in and you can see I can actually now do the demigod garments as well. Okay, so now for the next part in his plot progression, we're going to head up to Altus and go to the Altus Junction site of grace, which I don't have yet, but I'll see you there. Now here we are at the Altus Highway Junction. And here is Bok. Now, I don't know if this choice is important to the quest line. I always just go for you may call me Lord because it makes him so happy. And, you know, I just like Bock. He's such a happy, cool guy. Letting him call you my Lord does give you the my Lord gesture. So if you're after gestures, that will be something that you will want. Okay, so now for the next part, we will be going into the capital. So we are in the Eastern Capital Ramparts, and this is the last part before the quest branches between the good ending and the bad ending. Remember, this first part, we're playing through the bad ending, and then we'll come back to this section and then do the good ending. So here is Bock, and we'll speak to him. Now, you have the choice here. And giving him the larval tier is what actually gives you the bad ending. So we're going to do that now, and then we'll come back to this moment afterwards and do the good ending. Okay, so now with that done, we're going to head to the Academy of Raya Lucaria. So here we are in the Academy of Raya Lucaria, after beating Renella, Queen of the Full Moon. And we see a half-naked human with a curious looking hat. Looks familiar. Let's have a chat. So trying to speak to Bock won't do anything, or you know who we think is Bock. Obviously become mute, and then the next time you rest, add a site of grace. They're slumped over and prone. They've died. It's really sad. And this ties back into the lore. If we look at I think it's on the larval tier. Let me have a look. Okay, so here it is. This is the item that I was referring to, which kind of ties in what happened to Bock. The Great Rune of the Unborn, which is Renala's rune. Amber Egg clutched by Renala, Queen of the Full Moon. Great Rune of Unborn Demigods. Perfects those who have been born anew. Children born anew by Renala are all frail and short-lived, imperfect beings, each and all. So, it seems to be because Bock didn't have the Great Rune. It's quite sad, and I was quite happy when I found out that there was another way to finish Bock's questline, which we will get to right now. Okay, so here we are, back at the East Capital Ramparts before we sent Bock off to Raya Lucaria. So you speak to him again. So at this point, do not give him the larval tier. Whatever else you like, do not give him the larval tier. Instead, what we need to do is get the prattling pate from Mount Gelmir. So what we want to do is we actually want to go to Mount Gelmir and go to the Hermit Village. Closest bonfire is going to be Primeval Sorcerer Azur. Now the fastest way to do this is probably just going to be to ignore the enemies and just run through. It's on the southern side of a house on the southern side of the village, and we're just going to run and grab it. So this shiny here is what we're looking for. Prattling Pate, you're beautiful. So what is I really like about this questline, and why I think it's so obscure and a lot of people are probably going to fail it, is the Prattling Pate. You know, they're similar. They remind me, because I come from Dark Souls 3. They remind me of the carvings that we had to speak in. You kind of think of them more as like so I don't really bother with them because I don't really care, but you kind of think of them more as a online multiplayer thing in order to interact and communicate with people, with co-opers or invaders. I never really would have thought to use it on an NPC, but here we go.
You're beautiful.
Did I just hear my mum speaking? Thank you very much. Mum was always the only one who said I was beautiful.
And then you just say that's right. Be nice to him. He's a good fellow.
My lord, my dear lord, I, Bock the Seamster, am forever in your service. May the throne of Elden Lord be yours.
So, I mean, I'm taking that to be the end of his quest line here. I mean, this is as far, the capital is as far as I've got in the game so far, so maybe there's something with him further on, but at least so far as I know now, he will just be in this room, ready to do garments whenever I come here, and he won't go to Renala and die. And yeah, so I hope you found this helpful. I hope, you know, this helps you with this NPC and helps you to get the, you know, quote unquote good ending with Boc, because he's a really friendly guy and I think he deserves it. All right, so thank you, and we'll see you in the next video.